Y'all NBA fans better look out. My bullies are coming for all of you. All right, that's enough. The game just ended. I am super hyped. Super hyped. All right, welcome to the inaugural 9 p.m. edition of the Pillow Talk Show. That is part of the Pugs Company family. We offer you two shows every day. One we call the High Noon Show. That comes on at noon Central Standard Time, where we cover all sorts of, my phone's blowing up. Bulls Nation is blowing up on my phone. The Noon Show is more of a current events driven offering, where we talk about all the things that are trending, all the things that are happening. Current events. And then this one is a little bit more hype. Let's bring him in. He's Sunglasses. That's what we call him at night. He is the right-hand man of this offering, the Ed McMahon, the Andy Richter. Sunglasses. Welcome.
Hey.
Hold on, let's get James.
Glad to be here for the first one.
The inaugural. James is here. Look at him. Look at him. All right. So, James, what are you doing? What's going on? Oh, that thing. Hi. He's doing that thing. Hi.
No, you're looking the wrong way. This way.
Damn it. It's the opposite of what you think it should be.
It is. Isn't that so weird? We'll get used to it. Hey, down there. Hey, Mo. The guy right there.
He's down there. That's it. All right. So why, when James, I first saw you appear on camera, why did you look livid? You were very animated. You were I see you appear in the box, and James is going like this.
Oh man, this
And
is embarrassing. I didn't even think about that. I was listening to Fetty Wap. He had got arrested this week, and I was like, I like that Trap Queen song, and so I was literally listening to Trap Queen and kind of singing along with it. And you just caught me in like a moment of privacy there. I didn't think anyone was looking.
Oh, how do I mute my mic? I forgot.
No, you just barf all over it. That's fine. I'm telling a story.
There's a way to do it. One, two, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. Yes, we know all about Fetty Wap being busted at Citi Field during the musical concert because we covered that on the High Noon Show. It's the kind of stuff we do on the High Noon Show.
That's unfortunate.
Still don't know who Fetty Wap is, though.
You know the song Trap Queen?
If I heard it,
play it. Pull it up on YouTube and tell me if you've heard it before.
Pull it up on YouTube.
Probably heard it like 100 times, and you just didn't know the dude's name was Fetty Wap.
Where?
Stupid name.
Where would I hear that?
YouTube.
Where would I have heard Fetty Wap Trap? Where would I? Look at me. Where would I have heard it?
I know, but you're in a bar because a couple of your friends were like, we're meeting for drinks after Janine gets off work. And so
is this show 4 years old? Or is that song 4 years old?
Yeah, this song's about 7 years old.
Oh, then maybe I was in a bar because I haven't been in a bar in 4 years. E hung a few bars of Fetty Wap's Trap Queen. You ain't got a clue. See what you're doing to us?
Emil doesn't know. He's like 58, and that's okay. He's not supposed to know.
Yeah, we should all be his 58. Let me tell you.
I know, but he's not supposed to know. It's not a demerit against him for not knowing. It's not a demerit against you for not knowing. But I'm just saying you've been exposed to this song before.
Hum a few bars.
Dude, just look it up on YouTube.
You can't hum a trap song, can you? That's not really.
See my trap queen, it's like a Lambo, baby. And I get high with my baby.
Yeah, I know that one.
Kitchen pie with my baby, yeah. And I get wild with my baby.
Yeah, I know that one. Isn't the trap in Atlanta?
Well, a trap's just a house where they cook crack.
Drug house, yeah. My son loves trap music.
It was a good thing. It had a great run for about 5 years.
Did it? He's 12 years old. His genre of choice is trap music.
Trap music.
Cool. I don't know what that is.
Drug reference.
Yeah, I had to look it up, but I'm like, hey, what are you doing liking drug reference music? I
don't know. You think Mace knows what a trap house is for real?
Yeah, I do. I do. I really do. Not because he's ever been exposed to one, but because he knows a lot of stuff beyond the average 12-year-old. He really does. He's
like, got a little bit crack, Dad.
Yeah, he's got a little bit wide range of weed vocabulary.
He does seem to know things that You know what he doesn't know anything about, though? Sex stuff. He doesn't know nothing about that stuff. But he knows all kinds of, like, gangbanger slang. He knows all kinds of anything that is, like, openly discussed in the hip-hop world, or hip-hop songs, he knows all about. But then when he hears something sexual, he's like, "Dad, what's that mean?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not telling you. Yeah. No reason for you to tell. No reason." All right, we start each and every show with a little thing that we like to call the monologue. James Parker joins us every night up here. Oh, see, I'm trying to fill time because I wasn't ready. But you flashed the monologue thing, so I knew that was coming. And let's do it. Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage up here in the Tiki Lounge of the One Percenter Penthouse Compound. He's been entertaining audiences from coast to coast. The global superstar, the man of many names, James Hamilton Parker.
That's my middle name changed so often. That's all right. ISIS is calling for attacks on shopping malls. Security experts say malls are vulnerable these days because typically their only defense is an Old Navy.
Hey! Wow, I like that one.
That's not terrible, righty? That's not bad.
All right. Over the weekend in Chicago, Pugs' hometown, 26 people were shot, 6 fatally. Historians say Chicago was actually more peaceful when Al Capone was in charge. Well, that might be true, right? Isn't there like a kernel of truth? And then McDonald's is bringing
No, there's
back.
really not. But I don't want to interrupt your monologue to go on my rant about what people. Go ahead, just continue.
I know you like your crime organized. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's is bringing back the McRib sandwich. It's only going to be around for a limited time, and if you frequent McDonald's, so will you.
Oh, well, okay.
It's a nutrition joke. We don't appreciate nutrition jokes. A donkey has been running loose in Rhode Island for 4 months. Did you see this thing?
Hey, how come you didn't send me a monologue run sheet today?
Because I'm sloppy, okay? I'm a sloppy human being.
Okay.
He's got an hour.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a donkey that's been running loose in Rhode Island. It got away, and they've been trying to catch it for 4 months. Finally got captured this week, and the owner thanked animal control officers, saying they saved his ass.
Is that legit? 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months. Well, we were talking about this earlier. Rapper Fetty Wap was arrested in New York on federal drug charges. And I also think he's getting a misdemeanor or something for making the song Trap Queen because it wasn't really that good.
Yeah. Was that a joke or was that just you?
I was just taking a shot at Fetty Wap. I actually like the song. It's just fun to make fun.
Okay.
All right. And finally.
Okay. All right.
And finally, heavy rains and perfect conditions in South America this year have led to a record production of coca leaves, or as Amel's family calls it, a fishing trip to Cuba.
What? What?
Oh, where's the? Come on,
Colombia.
Balls.
Hold on.
Hit monologue.
This one doesn't work anymore. How come Cena doesn't work anymore?
What?
It doesn't work anymore. I hit Cena, and it says there was a problem playing this audio file. Download, connect more apps. That ain't normal.
Do you not have like a button
do
wall?
The joke again. Do the joke again. Just
all right. Hang on. Let me unwad the paper here. Okay. You got it for real this time?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Emil. We got to do this again, but
I'm fine with it.
Heavy rains and perfect conditions in South America this year have led to a record production of coca leaves, or as Amel's family calls it, a fishing trip to Cuba.
Woo!
That's the CSI hit, not the Cena hit.
I know. I just wanted to make sure that the other ones were working.
Well, the Cena hit would have been cooler.
All right. Is this the end? I don't care.
No, that's the bed.
Does it really matter at this point?
No.
All right. That's him. Blown. James, thank you for the monologue. How wonderful.
Not my best work. Sorry. Not my best work.
I'm still trying to get my head around the fact that a donkey was loose for 4 months.
Yeah. Well, in Rhode Island, I mean, how much practice do they have wrangling donkeys?
Still, like if you have animal control and it takes them 4 months to get a donkey. Ay, ay, ay.
Bro, it's just a monologue. Just a monologue.
All right. Chat room's a little quieter on night one of the earlier time slot. I thought it might be just the opposite.
Well, you would have to know
Steve.
that we were going at 9 o'clock, which meant that you would had to have listened at noon.
Well, no, that's not true. I promoted it all last week, and then on the social networks as well. I think it'll just take time. It'll just take a little bit of time for people.
Yeah, it's going to take time for me to get used to it too, because tomorrow I'm going to miss. I'm going to the Stones concert.
Hey!
No way!
How
That's
awesome
amazing.
is that? Ah, you got your okay. So you got your Vax card. Did you find out what you needed? Do you need
we don't
anything
need a
like that?
Vax card.
Oh,
It's
okay.
outside at the Cotton Bowl.
I'm
This
insane for
damn it.
suggesting that. Every other stadium in town. Okay.
Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I did get an email.
I'll send you a
I haven't
PDF,
opened it up.
A PDF?
Yeah, you just print your own Vax card.
Well, you're making the fake ones now?
I
Yeah,
got
you
a
get some
Vax card, but like I did not open up, and I did see I got a Fair Park did send me an email. Let's see here.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm sure you'll be fine. It's Texas.
Anybody needs a Vax card, I'll send you the PDF. Just let me know. And you can go get some card stock at Office Depot and print it out and fill out your own crap. No one knows the difference, dude. No one, they're not checking that stuff.
James, gotcha. All right. Hey, what do you say we do our moment of joy? Here we go. Let's do this moment. This is not a typical moment of joy. I do not normally like our moment of joy to be at the expense of somebody else. But hey, who doesn't like a hot drunk chick, right? That's fun. Hot drunk chicks are fun. I'm just old enough to still be comfortable saying those words put together. Hot drunk chick. Here we go. Moment of joy. Let's see. All right. So here, she's living in an apartment. Are you seeing this?
I do.
All right. See, look. Obviously, they got some sort of beer pong set up here. She's chugging. They got some kind of treacherous crossing set up. This worries me right here. The edge of the table.
The corner of the table.
Kind of a sharp edge. Good point.
I think you need to like cut a tennis ball open and like put that on the corner.
Or you could just move the table, if you knew you were going to do this, and it seems like they knew they were going to do this. Hey, let's see how she's cute too, and she seems like so much fun. I mean, you see this kind of activity from a young girl in an apartment, and you just wish you weren't married, don't you, boys? Don't you wish you were dating again? Don't you wish this girl was someone you could pick up in a bar? I sure do. Here we go. Let's watch and see how this plays out for our moment of joy.
Alicia, come here.
Oh, she's got it. Oh, no.
Oh,
Alicia, come here.
One more time.
Wow.
Did she?
There's a broken rib if you hit the table.
It's something. I hope she didn't hurt her pretty face. Oh wait.
Alicia.
Look, right there. She doesn't have a care in the world. This is what alcohol does, kids. This is.
It is. It's a good point of learning for the kiddo.
Should we break it down and try and see where it all goes wrong? Because I believe it goes wrong on the second stool. I think that's where her weight shifts, and she's no longer able to maintain any.
On the step to the second stool, she already has the first one tipping. When you go on a stool, it's very much like the milk crate challenge, where you have to keep your center of gravity over the center of the milk crate / stool. It's the same concept.
Is she up too high? Like if her weight distribution is way too spread out, then it's going to be much more difficult. You need to be like crouched down almost like a bowling ball. Let's see how she does here. Oh yeah, she's way too high. See, there's way too much going on here. I do believe it's the next step though that does.
She looks really pretty in that still shot you got though.
Oh, Alicia is beautiful. She's a party girl. She is everything that
Come on, Alicia.
She is everything that being single is about. Here you go. All right, second step. Oh yeah.
Oh, you're right. It is the second step. The first step didn't even move. You're right. You were totally right. And this is a bad spot to be in right here.
She dropped
this is like when they did the freeze frame at the beginning of the Dukes of Hazzard, like when it was going down and they were just introducing the show. It was at this point that Luke realized that he wasn't going to make the jump.
Well, looks like them Duke boys found themselves in a pickle.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about then. That's what this freeze frame that you did has that Dukes of Hazzard feel.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Yes. Yes,
All right, let's see.
exactly.
And then you come back from the break and you get this.
She did clear the table though.
She did. Yes, but boy, that's a.
Thank
Let's
you.
see her look at, all in a hump down there, like a ball.
Alicia, come here.
All right, I'll try and stop it.
Stop where she is.
Lisa is a doll. Okay, all right. So this is gonna be.
She's breaking her fall with her arm though.
Look at that.
That looks like that you got
Right.
both the ass cheeks pointed our direction, and she's got a twist on the top.
Ooh, yeah, good point. Good point.
What's going on with her other arm? Is her other? Can we see both arms, or is one arm?
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Other one's
wondering if
under.
like there's an arm in a wrong kind of position.
There's a good chance of that. Let's see. Oh, there's even better frame.
Alicia, come here.
Look at her. Well, looks
Oh,
like them
my.
Duke boys found themselves in another sticky situation.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Oh God.
Oh, she's crumpled and frumpled. Look at her. Oh, what if we find out she died?
She didn't die. Shut up.
Well,
What did she like? Why that? Is that like a landing pad for her there? The
that
white carpet?
doesn't look like much of one, if it is.
It's kind of like a weird, or maybe that's the coffee where the coffee table was.
Yeah, maybe.
On top of that carpet.
Yeah. I need it one more time. I need to see the great and marvelous Alicia one more time. She's cute. She's a cute girl. Can't even see her face. Doesn't matter. Everything else tells me she is fun.
I need to hear the rest of that Waka Flocka song.
Alicia, come here.
Okay. All right. First one's okay. And then it's the step off from the first to the second. Oh, yeah. See, she landed on the second way too far to one side. There's no way. She needs to hit that in the middle. If she was sober, she might have been better.
Right. It's like the milk crate challenge.
Right there.
Instantly.
I mean, her level of confidence when she spun on the bar top was quite high.
That's why she's awesome. She is awesome. She's like, you youngsters out there, you should be lucky at some point in your life to date an Alicia. This is a fun girl. This is a girl that, I mean, you're not going to marry her because she's going to cheat on you, but she is fun. Oh, that's where she sees it. Oh, boy, that coffee table.
Could have been a disaster.
Oh.
All right. End up making fun of the pretty girl. Look at that butt, though. That's a good butt.
That looks like broken neck territory.
Maybe. She's fine. Luckily, she's been drinking.
She's got the Red Bull right there. Oh, she dropped the Red Bull. Or is that one of those seltzers? You think that's one of those hard seltzers, or is that a Red Bull? This suggests
looks like the coloring of a Red Bull on that end there, but that red at the top throws it off.
Oh, Alicia. We hardly knew ye.
Alicia,
one more time,
here.
we'll be done. I just think this is worth our time.
It's that spin.
Alicia, come here.
Yes, it's the confidence.
Right. It's the confidence right here that is showing me she's destined for doom.
She's not taking what she's doing is she's not taking the stunt seriously. That's the problem. She thinks that this is just something that can be done. And it can't. I'm sorry. I hope she's okay.
Look at that.
Alicia.
Come
here.
Come here.
All right, last time. I just can't get enough of it. It's hitting. Oh, boy.
Alicia, here.
All right, that's enough.
Alicia.
That was too good.
And Jaden broke.
Thank you for indulging me, folks. That was too good. And that kind of shit goes on in those apartments, like at Frankfurt in the Tollway. Every night of the week, something like that is going on right there. James used to live in that area. You know the kind of hijinks that happen in those apartments.
I live at Windhaven in the Tollway, and also live in the Tollway.
I lived at Windhaven.
Yeah, you lived over in the Legacy part. I lived over in the apartments part. There's that library right there on Windhaven. There's the apartments across the street from the library, the Plano Library branch is at Windhaven. That's It's where I lived. It was great. And that was really cool. Did y'all ever live like next to a library? Did you ever do that?
No.
Never. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of did because I lived over there off of Windhaven.
Yeah. So when I lived on Windhaven, there was a library across the street, and I used to walk across the street, and with you change your driver's license to say Plano, and you pretty much have free run of the place, and you could check out DVDs. And so back when you used to rent DVDs or watch DVDs, that was my movie place. I used to go to the because it was free and I was poor. It was when I was working with Pugs.
Oh, you get free movies at the library?
Yeah, you get So, but you don't
what
get
kind of movies? They're bad movies, right?
No,
Yes,
they've got some
Pugs is
decent
right.
ones.
Yeah, I watched Dr. Zhivago, the 1967 version of Dr. Zhivago. I watched all kinds of classic crap. So I have this.
Is that the Omar Sharif version? Omar Sharif and
Yes.
Richard Chamberlain.
What year was this, James?
I think it was 67. But man,
No. What year did you live over there at Windhaven?
2004.
Wow, I was living over there. I was in
2004.
I was in Shoal Creek.
Yeah, you were in the mansion. You were in the house that slid into the creek. The mansion that fell apart. Not exactly the same lifestyle that James was doing.
Yeah, I was living in a
neighborhood
apartment.
had action.
Not Alicia action. Oh, maybe Alicia was hanging out with some 60-year-old men over there.
When I first got here, I lived at Haverwood in the Tollway.
Yep.
Where's that? I don't even know where that is.
It's a little down from Frankfurt, right before the Bush.
I lived at Legacy in the Tollway. That's the only place off the Tollway I lived.
I know, that's such a nice little segment they have, like the little shops at Legacy where
it's called an enclave.
Enclave.
Yeah, you know where Haverwood is. That's where Jess had her apartment.
Right before the George Bush. But the other cool place over there is Austin Ranch. It's its own little enclave where they have like a little set of bars and like a theater.
It's lesser than the Legacy.
Than the Legacy? Man, Legacy had like a sweet restaurant called Nan, I think it was.
Yeah, my favorite sushi place. Still to this day, I've never had sushi.
Really?
Oh, Sasha and John, who ran Nan. Oh, I used to go up there every night and sit at the bar. I love Nan.
Oh, wasn't it great? And then I was dating Nan, and I used to take Nan to Nan. And Nan liked Nan, and I like Nan, and I like Nan, so it worked out.
We had Nan right there, and then we had Jasper's, which was fantastic.
Right. Oh, I forgot about Jasper's. That's right.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, the little Legacy. Was it Enclave?
Enclave. Yeah.
And they had a theater there. So you lived in those? Would you live in like a kitschy little apartment in the Legacy Enclave?
Yeah, I had a cool little end unit that had an upstairs and a downstairs, and it was known as a clubhouse.
How did I not know you then? I didn't know you when you were living.
You did, yeah. You were probably working for me then.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, I knew you had that rent house up in like Frisco or whatever with Rob. So.
Yeah, I went from there to the
Coach B.
Yeah, I went from there to the cool ass apartment. It was my favorite apartment. There was a place in Chicago that was cooler. But it was cooler because of the neighborhood, not because of the actual accoutrements that the apartment had. The accoutrements at this enclave was very, 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 very nice. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Being a single, happening guy. Now look at me. I'm in a guest house living high above the 1%er compound. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me today, why do I call this the Tiki Lounge? I call this the Tiki Lounge because the pool area of the enclave that we live in here, the compound, is it's lined with tiki torches. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I overdid it, but yeah, there's a lot of tiki torches.
I've only seen them lit once, and it was magical. The one time that it was lit, it looked really good. Have you lit it more than once? Just
I have. I've lit it a couple times.
Have you really? Okay. Very good.
You might have been sleeping through one of them.
Yeah, that's possible. I do a lot of sleeping up here. Depression is a bitch. All right, what do we have to go on today? We got anything we want to talk about today? James, do you have anything you want to jump in with, or should we just jump to what I've got prepared?
I don't have anything serious.
I have something.
Then Harold from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Or no, Kumar from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Came out.
You don't say.
Yeah, and so it's one of these things like it's not as bad as when Clay Aiken came out, but it was literally presented to me by Fred. Can you believe the guy from Harold and Kumar is gay? It's like, yeah, I can believe both of those dudes are gay.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, I can totally believe it. It's whoop-de-doo.
You obviously bailed out of the show today before we covered that story.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, we talked all about it.
Well, look, and the people listening, you can't assume they heard
No,
the
you're right.
high noon edition. So, yeah, absolutely, I can believe it.
So it got us into a question, which the People mag. So did you like read up on it, or did Fred just lay it on you? Did you?
No, I have not read up on it at all.
You don't know
I
the
know very
context of it?
little about it.
Okay, so this is a dude. He was straight. He claims that he didn't know he was gay until very late in life, and he was straight. And he met Josh, who is now he's engaged to Josh. He met Josh when he was working in the Obama administration. You know, Kumar Cal Penn is his real name. This dude's got some stripes. This dude has done some things. He's an Ivy League professor. He's an author. He worked in the Obama administration. He was on Harold and Kumar. He's an actor. You know, I mean, he's done a lot of things. He's a really smart, well-educated young dude, and he says that he had no indication that he was gay until he met Josh, the love of his life. And I called bullshit on that. I said, there is no way.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, how do you not know that you're gay? I mean, I'll tell you what, him discovering his gayness the way he is, it sure does support the idea that it's not a birth thing, that it's a choice. Because I would have to imagine, I believe that being gay is not a choice, that you just are. You're just wired that way. And if that's the case, you would have some indication in puberty. You would have some indication the first time you got an erection. You know, even people who come out late in life say, yeah, I was always gay. It was just, you know, I just had to hide it because the times weren't ready for it. So,
all right, so of course, obvious questions. I'm sure you might have answered this on the earlier show, but I didn't get to hear it.
mm-hmm.
But how do you not know until now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't necessarily know that I.
So what's incentive to do it now? For attention? Why is he
in love? I mean, I guess you can fall in love with somebody and go, hey, I guess I'm gay now, but that doesn't jive with what I've always understood to be the way our sexual orientations are in us. I always thought that, you know, you either are or you're not. And again, having gay sex, as we discovered in detail, we discussed it earlier today, that doesn't make you gay. That's just the whole gay for pay thing is very real. Like, I think that you can be gay for pay and not necessarily be wired that way. You're just faking it because at some point it's just an act. And as far as
that's
you know,
legit. Like if someone came to me and they're like, James, $1 billion if you do this gay thing, I'd be like, okay.
Well, James, I wish you were with us because I put that to E, and E said there is no amount of money that would make him have a gay sexual act.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
mine's
really?
a lot lower than $1 billion. That's for sure.
Mine is too, man. Right now, maybe
Probably
10 grand. I don't know.
23, 25,000 maybe.
10 grand would change my life and my kids' life exponentially. No, it would
not
because
10,
it would.
not 10. You got to go at least 20.
No. 10 grand would. 10 grand would
No,
give me an opportunity to breathe a little bit and do what I need to do. Yes, it absolutely would. And so, yeah, for that number, I would. I absolutely would. So if there are any wealthy gay men who have always, you know, fantasized about rolling the hay with chubby pugs.
Good old pugs, yeah.
Let's talk.
That's what gay guys fantasize about is us.
I just don't think you could do it.
Well,
I think you can, but then there's just no way, dude.
Of course,
don't you challenge me, Emil.
Yeah, really, I have no problem at all. I would. I may even, on some level, go, "This is interesting."
You need to watch Deliverance, like I said. You need to watch Deliverance and then see.
I don't think
like.
Are you talking about receiving? You know, being a receiver? Because I would have to be a receiver because I don't think the plumbing would work for me to be a deliverer.
All right, that sucks. This is a suck topic. We're moving on.
But you could do it for $1 million, but you can't listen to it.
Well, I could listen to it for a lot less than $1 million, but yeah,
we're just men having a conversation about what it means to be a man.
Nah.
Leslie knows. Leslie knows Emil Pugs could totally do it.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Leslie. I really do.
I could, man.
Leslie's got me confused. I don't like the women, not a lesbian. Like to have sexy time, I mean. Well, I don't know. So she likes to have sexy time with women, but she's not a lesbian?
Leslie is not a lesbian. At least
Well,
not that I know.
I'm just trying to figure out what she's saying.
I don't know.
Sure, well, you're not a lesbian, you're bisexual then.
I just think at some point it just becomes an act. Can you just do the act? Just put your mind somewhere else. See, when I think of it, I don't really think about being what is it in the vernacular of the lifestyle? A top. I don't think I could be the top. I don't think it would work. Viagra, it could work. Okay, it could probably work if I took enough Viagra.
Jesus.
No.
What do you mean no?
You have to get like sexually. Viagra just doesn't make you pop without any like.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh yes, it does. I have taken a lot of Viagra. I prefer Cialis, but yes, it does. It'll
really.
Oh yeah, man. It's party time the minute you take it, no matter what's happening.
So, like, you do not have to be sexually aroused, and you take a Viagra and you're ready to roll without any player on the field?
You will be, yeah, dude. That's just the blood starts rushing. The Viagra causes the blood to go places, and yeah, oh yeah. And not only that, but you will be sexually aroused. When you're sitting there watching TV, a commercial comes on, you'll be like, oh man, I never noticed how hot she is. And then boom, you're ready to go. Yeah. That's
really
a miracle drug. It is a miracle.
Why would you take a Viagra if you didn't have any players on the field?
Funny you should ask. That is a very good question. But the first time I ever took it, there were no players on the field. I just had a big bag of it, which was given to me as a gift, and I wanted to see what it would do. I wanted, I wanted to see, and there were no players on the field.
Yeah. See, I've taken Viagra, but I've never taken one without a player on the field. So I just assumed.
Why are we using this weird code?
Well,
this sucks, dude. Get out of this.
Why does this suck? This is what you
James is getting red.
Well, because it's like, hey, you think if I took Viagra, I'd get a boner and screw a dude? Like, that's how this started. And so,
well, when I say it's just an act, I'm talking about, I'm talking about, I'm talking about that.
I know. Can we talk about something else though?
10 grand. I could probably.
No, not 10
today. Today it's 10 grand. In 6 months, it
James,
might go
you've
back
got
up
a bad attitude. Like I would, if I was paying $1 million or whatever it was, your attitude would have to be a lot better.
It would be. It would be. Oh no,
with it.
It'd be fantastic.
I have never been with a woman of the night, the kind of girl that you call and she comes to your hotel room or whatever that is. I've never done that. But I know people who have. And I remember a friend of mine who was a traveler, and he loved the high-end escorts. He loved like the real expensive ones. Apparently there is a sliding scale in that world where it's like, you got the Harry Hines streetwalker, and then you've got like the girl who just can't make it in Hollywood. But she looks too much like Pam Anderson to make it. They've told her we've already got a Pam Anderson, so now she's doing this, and it's the businessman and the Saudi prince kind of a deal, right? He was complaining about one of them's attitude, and all I could think of is, my God, if you're gonna pay, shouldn't they come with a good attitude? Like, shouldn't that be part of the deal that you're buying? Shouldn't they be in a good mood? Shouldn't they be smiles and right? Isn't that all right? I guess not.
Well, I mean, if you're paying that much money, you'd like to think there's a happy person there.
Dude, if you're paying me, see, I don't even know how that whole world works, but if you're paying me for gay sex, oh my God, I am going to be charming as hell. I am going to be fun.
Why? You don't need a repeat customer. And look,
because I'm a decent businessman, because I believe that, there's something that is expected when you do business with me. even this business, even this.
You don't want a bad Yelp review on your.
Well, I don't want any reviews. If we're being honest, this is a one-time thing. But I would like it to be enjoyable. I gotta go in with a good attitude. You gotta be,
Look, and Jeff over here in the comments says, "I love it. The guy who doesn't believe in a minimum wage. That has to be me because you two do, don't you?
yes,
Needs more than $10,000 to puff a Peter. Yeah, I probably need more than like $20,000 or $30,000 to puff a Peter. I just don't want a government mandated minimum wage on what it takes to puff a Peter. So it's different. I want every individual to select their own minimum wage on what they would be willing to accept to puff a Peter, and this is well within the libertarian sensibilities of economics on puffing said Peter."
Leslie brings up a good point. If you're in that high-end escort world where you're with a guy that's willing to pay this much money to be with you for a night, don't you want to bring the good attitude? Because don't you want the repeat customers? Isn't that a better way to go about that life?
Well, the two of you are going at it like you're going to be one and done.
Well, the gay thing, yeah. Because I'm not gay. I mean, I'm just trying to make rent. Just gay for pay. You know how that is.
Wells Fargo doesn't take good intentions.
No, they don't. But if I was a beautiful woman who was working as an escort, I would try and get the repeat customer. I would try and keep my business down to maybe 3 clients.
Yeah, because regulars is everything.
Rick, it's gotta be, right? So why not have the good attitude? Why why
We'll just keep that in mind in case we ever become escorts, gentlemen. Yeah.
There you go.
Good advice in case we ever decide for a life of sex work.
I think at my age, I don't have to worry about anybody paying me.
None of us do.
Yeah,
We're discussing, okay?
That is not something. All right. Speaking of this, on the High Noon Show today, we were talking about the Slutty Velma outfits. James, were you with us for that?
No, I actually had stuff to do. What did I miss here?
I think you jumped off. Okay, you must have jumped off. We were talking. Yeah, you jumped off right when we were going to run down the list of the top Halloween costumes according to
Slutty Velma.
I don't know. That's why it was trending. That's why
because it's kind of the librarian, school teacher, school girl look all combined in one.
Yes, it's the sexy juxtaposition. Velma, who
it's
was
the beginning of the porno where she has her glasses on and the tank
Yeah.
top with suspenders or whatever.
because we're talking about cartoon characters, but
I
if the sexy one in that group was Daphne. Daphne was the hot one.
Definitely.
And Daphne was not being sexually fulfilled by Fred. There's no way that Fred was straight. As Emil pointed out, the ascot gave it away.
Yeah, I don't even know what an ascot is. So that means I'm straight.
That little
I
scarf
really
around
don't know
his
what an
neck.
ascot is. I'm just being funny.
So for some reason, for women, Harley Quinn was a big outfit this year for the third year.
Yeah, okay.
But also Slutty Velma. And I don't. So I said that there were a whole bunch of pictures of Slutty Velma all over the internet. So here, let's share some. None of these people are really coming close to Velma. Really, all they seem to be doing is just Velma's outfit. There we go. That's
Damn!
There you go. It's a Slutty Velma for you.
Damn.
This is Alexis.
Well, she found the locker room.
She dances at Buck's Cabaret in Dallas. This was her dancing outfit. This is Alexis, Texas is her name. I don't believe there's a porn star, I think, by that name, and I don't think that's her. Maybe it is, though. I don't know.
I was wondering where she got a set of lockers like that, but now that makes sense.
Yeah, she's see, look at that. Come on. Jesus.
What's that in the mirror?
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's just some other stripper.
These tats are just so unattractive. They're just. Oof. Okay, we've got more Slutty Velmas here. Now let's find. All right, so that was sort of like a hardcore stripper kind of Slutty Velma. Let's try this one. This is another Slutty Velma. Okay, this is going to be Nicole. I think you'll find Nicole a little bit more to your liking. Here, let's share screen. Nicole. Okay, this one. All right.
Ready to go. Oh my God. Yeah.
She looks pretty good, right? Oh, make it bigger. Look at it. Nah, look at that. Now that's sexy Velma. That's not slutty Velma. That's sexy Velma. Agreed?
Yeah, that's not what
Kind
Velma
of
looked
feels
like
like a pumpkin patch to me.
Look at her. She's a doll.
Yeah.
Look at her.
She's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
If she could wear that every day, that could just be her. That could just be her look, and I'd be like, my girlfriend's hot. What's she doing right there? The glasses. Why is get it? It's blurry because her glass. That's some interesting photography right there. See what's happening? Blurry because the glasses are there. How clever! How clever! All right. Hold on, we got more.
Is that like an animal pose?
I don't know. Should I go back to it?
I don't know. We're just like it's kind of an interesting stance.
Okay, here we go. Let's see one more. I got one more for you.
Looks like part catcher, part offensive lineman.
All right, there you go. She's not even. This ain't Velma. What are you doing? That ain't Velma. Here, let's make her bigger. The video. I mean, look. I like
Velma
it.
lost a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but that ain't Velma. That's. Amber alert, child abduction in Glen Heights, Texas. Black 2007 GMC Terrain with victim is 14-year-old black female Stevie Johnson, who was last seen wearing a gray jacket, blue jeans, and Air Force One shoes. Suspect is and it stopped.
Air Force Ones. I'm shocked that they're associated with a criminal act. That's so weird.
We had just got to.
That's so weird.
Suspect is a black female who is a non-custodial parent. And there you go. You guys are getting it now?
Yeah.
I love these.
Thank God.
I love them.
Why do you like Amber Alerts?
Because they do. Look at that. We're all aware of it now, man. Talk about getting the word out. Jeez, these are amazing. Black female. Suspect is a black female who is a non-custodial parent and abducted Johnson at a school bus stop.
See, I don't like these because what we have here is a biological mom took her own kid, and so now we have the law enforcement trying to get everyone on their side to go try and separate this child from their mom.
Yeah. Well, this one, there's more to this. Obviously, there's more going on here. I mean, she's a mom who doesn't have custody. That mom's, there's got to be, you know what I mean? There's got to be a story with mom.
No, and I just saw an interesting breakdown on the statistics just a few years ago that of all the child abductions, it's like north of 90% of child abductions are some parent or family member who didn't get custody, and it's one of those disputes, so they just take them and run them to, I don't know, like when you fly your kid to Austin or whatever.
Well, thankfully, a lot of them are those kinds of situations, but the ones that aren't are quite scary. I mean, well, maybe not for you. You've got 15 kids. You've probably got a couple of them factored in. It's going missing at some point, right?
But like the actual number of child abductions that were done by like a stranger for the purposes, of like actual kidnapping, like we think about all Amber Alerts. Right. It like on a yearly basis is only like 16. It's something absurdly low. There's a lot of moms' boyfriends who takes a kid, and there's a lot of like the neighbor who's a diddler, like talking to some other kid. But where it's like not a friend of the family or not a relative.
When you're talking about just the guy in the creeper van who just snatches a kid off the street, yes, that's very rare.
Okay, but like the free candy guy almost does not exist.
Free candy guy, we're talking about a total stranger who just targets a random child and snatches them. You're saying that is very rare. That's true. But thankfully, a lot of times it is the creepy neighbor or the janitor from the school or whatever. I mean, I don't see any difference in how well the person who takes the kid knows the person. Now, when I do see these and it's a situation like this where it's a mother or a parent or, something like that, I always feel a little bit better because I think that the chance for something terrible happening is probably decreased exponentially when it's,
nothing terrible is happening.
But not when it's the boyfriend of the mom.
No, mom's boyfriend is the worst. Mom's boyfriend
because
is where most bad stories start.
That's right. Yeah, that's the one that scares me. But this one here, a non-custodial mom, this sounds like a mom who's got a bit of a track record. She's probably on the radar of the state, and the state has decided that she can't have the kid, because I can tell you, I'm quite up on father's rights. If the dad gets full custody, that means mom is quite a piece of work. So in this situation, mom is probably wildly unstable, but still.
Yeah, how'd that whole custody thing go for you, Pugs? Any luck there?
No, it went fine, but I had to become extremely well versed in a number of men can tell you about it. The laws, the custody laws in this country, they favor the mother, and
probably rightly so.
I don't know that I would say that.
Yeah.
Well, no, and I'm not drawing any sort of allusions to my situation. My situation is, hey, E has said to me, man, you guys get along well. I mean, E has seen us in the wild acting as, two parents with a shared custody situation. I have no interest in dragging, as they say, that side of my son's family. I think everything is fine and it worked out well. But divorces are ugly and custody is ugly. But the way the laws are written, I'm just saying, the laws were written in the 1950s when women didn't have jobs and were all housewives. So they were very one-sided. The women were considered victims when the man left. Those laws have never truly been updated. So when a dad gets a divorce, and again, not talking about my situation, I'm talking about in general. When a man and a woman get a divorce now, most of the time the woman has a job and a career just like the man does. So why the laws still act as if the woman is entirely dependent on the cad of a father who's running off is bullshit.
You say cad?
Cad, yeah.
Love it.
But seriously, think about it. When the laws began to be written, when they started to be needed, was when divorce came in. And divorce didn't come in until the 1950s. And what were moms in the 1950s? They were June Cleaver. So it was like, oh, what's she going to do? Oh, she's going to stay the housewife, and the dad is going to pay for the household and all that kind of stuff. And again, I'm not talking about my personal situation.
Right.
No, I don't want there to be any misconstruing of what I'm saying. We worked it out amongst ourselves, and it seems to be working out just fine for both of us. But I'm talking about in other situations. But we don't need to go there. Trust me, I can talk your ear off about this stuff.
Yeah, I just feel very lucky I never had to go through that, because all my friends and everyone, no one enjoyed it. Not one person.
No, it's a terrible thing. Nobody enjoys it. I mean, how could you? If you enjoy it, you're probably the reason it's happening, because you're a freak.
That just
you're not a good person. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? James, you got anything else? E, you got anything else? You're going to the Rolling Stones concert. Who's the opening acts for the Rolling Stone concert tomorrow? Do you know?
I was wondering if they even have one.
What's the name of the tour? Let me see if I can find this out.
The name of the tour, No Filter.
Okay. They usually have extremely big bands.
Okay, so this is Fair Park.
Yeah.
Man, what a great place to see the Stones, huh?
Rolling Stone. Who's the opening act for the Rolling Stones 2021? Oh man. Do you know that when I saw the Rolling Stones about probably more than that.
The opening act for this show will be Juanes. Juanes. Juanes.
Yeah, that sucks.
Who the hell is Juanes?
When I saw the Rolling Stones in the late 90s in Chicago, the opening act was the Pearl Jam. So in Pearl Jam was Pearl Jam already at that point. They just wanted to open for the Stones.
That's weird.
And then a couple of years ago, I remember when the Stones played Soldier Field, I want to say their opening acts were they had 5 of them. And it was everybody from John Mayer to the Smashing Pumpkins to all of these huge bands were opening for them. That was a Soldier Field show.
And so how is Juanes spelled?
Juanes. Juanes.
What is it? Jua?
Like Juanes.
Juanes. The opening act for the show will be Juanes. Juanes.
Maybe he's a comedian?
Colombian musician?
Man, why do they do this? Well, good. They just want to promote some dude that they like because Keith heard him when he was on vacation down in Sao Paulo or something.
Yeah,
Or
dude.
Cartagena.
Dude. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, that's
Ross
crappy.
says Juanes is huge internationally. Yeah, he might be real big in Cartagena.
It is.
And Cartagena, I've never heard of him, dude. I'm sorry, Ross.
Juan Esteban Aristobal Vazquez, known professionally as Juanes, is a Colombian musician and singer-songwriter. Oh, you're gonna get some Colombia singer-songwriters stuff. You're gonna get the cocaine James Taylor.
Yeah, I love that.
This sounds
horrible.
horrible.
Jeff says he saw Juanes once and John Hinckley was the opener. Boom.
That sounds horrible.
Nailed it, Jeff. Nailed it.
Juanes sounds terrible.
Well,
it's probably really good. We just hadn't heard of him, so we're rejecting it so we don't seem irrelevant. Go pull it up.
That makes my dinner reservation a little bit longer.
There you go. Yeah, no need to get there for the opening.
You might love him. You don't know how are y'all so quick to reject a guy you never even heard. Let's see. Maybe it's awesome music. Let's get copyright infringements. Let's get challenges. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you know? Where are you getting Juanes? I mean, I'm seeing that Juanes has opened on some dates. You know, it probably is Texas. Keith probably went. Oh, they're like Colombians in Texas.
I'm looking at fairpark.org.
That sucks. You're getting ripped off. You're going to get the Rolling Stones using walkers and oxygen masks. You know, they have that was going around on Twitter like a couple of weeks ago. They have oxygen tanks on masks that they all suck off of now, and they're hidden behind like amplifiers and stuff. And
whereas they got those on the sidelines at the NFL, who cares?
Well, Keith used to disappear behind the stack of vampires to do blow. Now he's back there sucking oxygen. I just, is this the first time you've seen the Stones?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, see, I saw them like 25 years ago, and 25 years ago, I remember thinking, dude, they ain't gonna tour anymore. We better see them now. I mean, yeah, sure, they're old men. That was 25 years ago, and they're still playing shows.
I've seen them at the Cotton Bowl here before. I've seen them in Vegas. I've seen them in Buffalo. I think, I've seen them at the AAC, or I think it was Jerry World. They were here. Yeah, I've seen them a bunch. Like I want to say 6 or 7 times, probably.
Get insanely drunk and just spend from the moment you walk in, just scream at the top of your lungs, "Brown sugar, play brown sugar."
I don't think they're gonna play that. I think
they said no more.
Right,
no mas.
Hey, all right. Without looking it up, how old is Mick Jagger right now?
73,
79,
78.
Oh,
wow.
Okay, all right.
That's crazy, man.
You're going to see an 80-year-old. I wouldn't see an 80-year-old. That's not true. I'd go to the show.
He is still the showman, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Is he? I mean, or is he just coasting on reputation at this point?
Dude, I had a friend like 10 years ago go to Las Vegas to see Wayne Newton. He's like, it was horrible. His voice is gone. He's like, Don Shane, darling, Shane. And you don't want to see them when they're like that. Yeah, you don't want to see them after they're useful because it'll ruin the entire Rolling Stones for you.
Nah, but he's got enough of a. It's not the first time he's seen him. That's why I asked that. He knows when he's seen the Stones.
Then fine, remember them like you've seen them before, and why add this decrepit attempt to the mix?
Yeah,
I think the first time I saw him was like, I want to say it was 76.
Wow,
77.
Oh, bruh, you saw Prime Stones
at Rich Stadium. Yeah, that was in Buffalo in Rich Stadium.
Yeah, I think the tour that I would really like to see, if I could see one Stones tour, if you had to go back, it would be the 1980 Tattoo You tour, where they were like Mick was like in his 30s. He was already a well-established rock god with like 15 years of his prime behind him. Yeah, man, that would have been the time to see it. Now Charlie's dead.
I remember I saw a lot of boobs.
Lyman's gone.
Lots of boobs that show. The only show that I think I saw more boobs at was Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah, okay. Most boobs that I've ever seen at a show: Motley Crue and Poison. Motley Crue, Poison, and White Snake, 1988. A lot of boobs. A lot of boobs coming out of that crowd.
Yeah, the Guns N' Roses show. I think they played 3 nights here. I don't know. It's back like in the 90s, 80s at Fair Park. Yeah, that was the most boobs ever. Like I went 2 nights out of the 3, and I just remember there was boobs everywhere.
And so, what year are we talking? Like early 90s?
Yeah, well, we'd have to look up the dates. Whenever they played 3 nights in a row here.
Here's what I don't get about you. You went 2 nights out of the 3. You are not. You're many things, but I do not consider you to be a music freak. Like you are not a music guy. You are just there for the scene. You are a scene guy. You will make.
I
the
like
scene.
Guns and like I pick my bands.
Yeah.
Like I like Guns N' Roses. I like the Stones. I like U2. Like I went to U2 shows.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it was strippers too.
You took me to well, you took me to a U2 show, and all we did was walk around the whole time. And I'm like, we're not going to watch the show? You're like, no, come on, let's go up. I know a guy in the box. We spent like 90% of the show in elevators going up and down to suites.
Where was that?
American Airlines?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, no, maybe it was Jerry Dome. I think it was the very early day, one of the opening concerts of Jerry Dome.
Oh yeah.
It was.
I remember
Yeah.
It was. Yes,
yeah, that was awesome. And we had like these amazing. Somehow we had these passes where we could go anywhere. We were just walking around. U2 is playing. The place is crowded as hell. And every 5 minutes, Emil would go, all right, come on, let's go up and say hi to whoever. You know, they're up in a box. I'm like, okay, but they're about to play the real thing. I like that song. Oh, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I remember now.
He makes the scene. That's what he does. What's going on, James? You looked like you were about to jump in on something.
No, I'm not jumping in on any of this. I don't.
Yeah, I could call in tomorrow.
Okay, well then do it. Then that's what we want. You
got to text me the number.
Well, just call my phone.
Am I allowed to send video, or no? It wouldn't work.
No, it's not going to be copyright protected. It's just a live Rolling Stones concert.
You could send video. You could call in. Just call my phone number, because both the number that we have for the show and my phone number, they both ring through to the same thing. So if people just called my regular phone, like the other night when my friend Tom, the football coach, called in, he just called my phone.
I got decent seats. Like
Of course you do. You're always making the scene. Of course you got decent seats. Probably.
Like section B. If you look it up, they're pretty cool. Like
I've never been to an event with you where the seats weren't the best.
Oh yeah, we've done that when I went to the NBA game and I started at the top row, but I didn't get down
with you.
Yeah, but remember we did that as a bit, and I got into the suites at American Airlines. I had no tickets, and I just was able to meander my way down because I knew people.
Right? Are you following this, James? The dare was when we were on the air. The dare was it a playoff game?
It was the finals. It was the NBA finals.
NBA finals
in Miami. He was playing the Mavs, and
he didn't have tickets.
I started out with intentionally because it was a bit. I could get tickets in the very top row of the AAC, and I had to call in and keep track and do recordings all the way down. I made it into ESPN's box. Bottom level.
I'm telling you, my man.
I was standing behind Mike Tirico. I remember that.
Wow.
And I came in on the morning and I was like, okay, I got some news for you. And like everybody was like, what did he do? And then I had recordings of me with Mike Tirico during the NBA Finals game, and I did not have a ticket.
That is impressive skill.
I just worked my way through the crowd. I knew some people at key spots that got me through, but it was fun.
This cool as a cucumber disaffected bit that he flops out here on the show, that's not a bit. That's him. He can just get anything that he wants. He's like a vampire. He's like, all he's got to do is just, wield out his spell. It's crazy. I've seen it happen.
You got to act like you've been there. You just, and
confidence, right?
They kind of don't figure it out until you're past them. And then then you're gone.
You look so interesting. Like you look like you could be somebody. You know what I mean? Like they won't question.
Poor them.
No, but I mean, you don't look like you have the long hair and all that, but you also have like super expensive watches and really expensive shoes. So you look like a homeless person to some extent, but then you look like just an eccentric billionaire or something.
Gentlemen, I'm going to get a refill. I'll be right back.
But what?
He's drinking.
You do this all the time.
Well, I know, but like if there's no commercial breaks or whatever, when am I supposed to get a refill? Like never. I just got to go dry mouth and just tough it out for the next hour.
Oh. We need a commercial.
For those that are interested in the Monday night game.
Oh yeah, there's the Monday night game. Who's playing?
We have a 17-17 tie score with 4:49 left in the fourth quarter.
Who's playing?
And Giants are about to punt to the Chiefs.
Wow, what's the matter with the damn Chiefs?
All right, while James goes and gets himself a drink, I'm going to play you something new from John Hinckley.
Ah, yes.
You don't ask that much of me. All I gotta do is hold you. 'Cause we have got that chemistry. I close my eyes and go to sleep knowing in the morning it's you I will see.
He's crossed over to country.
Did I tell you how somebody said to me, hey, so I think I told this story on, but they said, hey, how much did you have to listen to like all of those John Hinckley songs to find those songs that you were playing? How did you weed out all of that? Nope. Just randomly picks every John Hinckley song that you have heard me play is just a random one that just the next one up and I hit it. And yeah, they're all good. I'm telling you, man, John Hinckley writes catchy songs. We have to wrap our minds around that. He really does.
Well, he's got Devo locked up in some litigation for using his poems.
Got that chemistry.
Jeff Glenn says it's very post-Beatles Ringo-esque. It does have a bit of an Act Naturally vibe to it. Listen to him on the slide. Is that a slide?
Sounds like it could be.
The man can play.
I bet you he's got like a jailhouse band that he's assembled.
That's I was just gonna say, no way. This is all him. Nobody wants to hang out with him. No. You think he's got friends? I don't think so. Dude, listen to the lyrics. He has no friends. He is a wounded heart.
We're gonna go find him in a garage band.
Our hearts are true, and darling, we always show.
You should push him to Kevin Matthews to do like the elevator thing.
Oh, God, Kevin would love that.
All the songs I sing are for you. You give me love so tenderly. All I gotta do is hold you.
We have got that chemistry. Oh, this is a great one. And it just randomly popped up.
What, they're now sending you like random songs on YouTube?
No, this is just I subscribe to his Spotify
to his
list.
channel. Okay.
Yeah. And whenever something pops up, like I play a song. And then after that, I'll just hit the forward button a couple of times and randomly stop. And we'll just play whatever comes up. And every single time, it's been a banger. This dude can write songs. Here's more of John Hinckley.
It's you I will see. Our hearts are true, and darling, we always show it.
I just don't think he's all those instruments.
That chemistry. We
have got that chemistry.
You think
That's
he's
a new
playing
one.
all those instruments? I just don't think so.
Absolutely. I think he's had a lot of time to learn how to play a whole lot of instruments and work on his craft as a songwriter. Here, I want to show you. I had a really funny idea. We've got the chemistry, never-ending quest. Everything is going to be all right. I don't know, John. Okay, well, here, wait. Is this the one? Yes, I have decided. Okay, I hope you. I've decided that if I ever get married again, this is going to be our wedding song.
May peace be with you every day, in every kind of way. May good things come into your life, to have a blessed day. This could be the start of something new.
Come on, that's a wedding song. That is a wedding song, man. This could be the start.
It sounds like they're not intimate enough, though, in this song to be getting married.
Ah, man, you're reading way too much into it.
Roses and lace, they are meant for you.
Can't you see?
May all your dreams be wonderful each and every night. And may you walk in righteousness and always do what's right. This could be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you.
Now, look, you give this song to a John Mayer, you give this song to, I don't know, any number of you give this song to The Weeknd. I mean, this is how songs get purchased, man. I'm telling you. That's a good song. That is undeniably a good song. This song, he's still trying to close the deal. No, he's not. You're reading way too much. You're reading way too much into it. That is not it at all. I'm not trying to close the deal. That's a wedding song. That is my. I don't ever plan on
You
getting
might
married
be trying
again.
to close the deal while you're getting married.
That is a beautiful song. That is an absolutely beautiful song. Undeniably, the man, terrible assassin, wonderful songwriter. Let's see. See, now this one, where he's playing multi-instrumentalist John Hinckley.
Is James brewing the whiskey?
Yeah, exactly. We're playing music and talking about it because we're waiting on James.
All I gotta do is hold you, 'cause we have got that chemistry. I close my eyes and go to sleep knowing in the morning it's you I will see. Our hearts are true and darling we always show it, 'cause we have got that chemistry.
All right. Watch this. I'm putting up with this nonsense anymore.
What are you doing?
Calling James.
You're calling him?
Yeah, I'm calling him.
You don't have any topics we could get into?
No, we do, but it's the point that he just thinks that he can jump in and out of the show willy-nilly. He did that to me today at the noon show. I had something I was specifically holding back for him, and then just out of nowhere, gotta go. You let me know. Give me a heads up.
Well, you know.
This is not how the first show.
Hey, this is James Parker. Sorry, Mr. Call.
You're calling him and we got him on line in another.
I mean, my phone's telling me what your number is, so you don't really need to leave that. But
here's the message.
So just do whatever you got to do.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
No.
We did not get your message, either because you were not speaking or because of a bad connection.
All right, whatever.
Press 1 to record your...
Stop it. I was trying to... I was trying to leave him this, but I couldn't. All right. Yeah, I think it was Jeff. He's right. That's a pedal steel, which I completely believe. Now I need to Google if John Hinckley plays all his own instruments.
I don't think they're going to be that up on that.
Oh, Google? Real?
How would you know?
Does John Hinckley play all of his own instruments?
You're going to go, who?
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The very first thing that comes up from Vice.com. Ronald Reagan's would-be assassin is actually a decent singer-songwriter. That's what Vice says. I feel vindicated.
All right. Like decent singer-songwriter, but does he play his instruments? I'm betting no.
Let's see here. Let's see. We'll find out. Let's read this. John Hinckley Jr., the 66-year-old man who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in 1981, has been posting acoustic guitar songs and covers to a YouTube channel.
Oh, they're covers.
Yeah, no, some of them are covers. No, these are original. Everything I'm playing off of Spotify is original. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't just, but yeah, he's got some covers on. You want to hear some covers?
No. I just thought maybe that's why these lyrics were catchy because they're somebody else's.
No. His page features just a handful of videos, 4 of which are original songs, 2 are renditions of Bob Dylan and Elvis Presley tracks, and 1 is a video of a vinyl recording of Arthur Big Boy Crudup's 1944 blues single, My Mama Don't Allow Me. The songs aren't bad. Hinckley has a nice, approachable voice and a solid ear for writing melodies and hooks. Recreating them in the faithful covers. People have begun to notice because over Memorial Day weekend, Twitter user Sludge posted a viral screenshot from the channel. And as of press time, the tweet has received over 62,000 likes. And Hinckley's YouTube page now boasts thousands upon thousands of subscribers. Let's see here. I'm trying to find out if he plays his own music or instruments. Well, I mean, I'm sure that he does. In 2011, after the shooting of Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, Hinckley reportedly expressed dismay to his doctors about his public perception. I don't have a microphone in my hand, he allegedly said. I don't have the video camera, so no one can hear my music. Okay.
That makes no sense.
No one can see my art. I have these other aspects of my life that no one knows about. I'm an artist. I'm a musician, but nobody knows that. They just see me as the guy who tried to kill Reagan. Well,
Well, dude, I mean, like that is that's a pretty tough thing to erase.
Yeah.
I don't know that you could ever erase that.
There's let's see. That's a tight-knit group there. The guys that you're hanging with, you got your James Earl Rays, you got your John Wilkes Booth, and you got your John Hinckley. Mark David Chapman is a modern contemporary, I suppose. But yeah, that's about Sirhan to a lesser degree. But that's it. That's the Assassins Club. They just see me as the guy who tried to kill Reagan. Hinckley has long desired to be known for more than trying to murder the president of the United States. Well, John, that's a difficult thing to shake. That's not one you can just walk away from and say, I'm a changed man.
Yeah.
He's
got himself in a corner.
Yeah, he does.
He's had himself there forever.
Hinckley was found not guilty of the assassination attempt due to reasons of insanity and never spent any significant time in prison. And he was released in 2016 from St. Elizabeth's Psychiatric Hospital, where he had been confined and in treatment for 34 years. Since leaving the government facility, Hinckley has been living with his mother in Williamsburg, Virginia, and has been progressively granted greater freedoms from court supervision. All right, this is a couple years old, this article, because he's a totally free bird now, as of like a couple of months ago. Under the current term of his release, he still has to volunteer or work 3 times a week, own a traceable phone to track his movements, attend counseling, and take his medication. Abstain from drugs, alcohol, and violent media. Cannot legally own a firearm. Well, that's probably a good rule. And has to check in to the court by telephone, as well as complete daily activity logs. He's currently petitioning a federal judge for an unconditional release, which he was granted, which would significantly increase his freedoms. In 2020, he was allowed to publicly post and legally sell his artwork, writings, and songs, which he was barred from doing so as part of his initial treatment plan. Before these restrictions were lifted, prosecutor Casey Weston warned of how Hinckley would handle the public scrutiny of his work. Well, let me tell you something, Casey. John Hinckley's work is being received wonderfully, at least here at the Pugs Company show. We think that he's quite the artist. What's going on, James? James,
You think he could go off?
Oh, Hinckley?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're thinking that he could go off if the public didn't take him well.
Oh, he is nuttier than a shithouse rat. He could go off at any minute, man. I mean, yeah. Hey, great artists are often, completely batshit. And he is definitely that. What's going on with the football game?
It's 17-17, fourth down, minute 37 left. Kansas City is about at their 20.
What's the score? 17-17?
17-17, and looks like they're going to line up to kick a field goal, I would imagine.
Oh, my
Mahomes
God.
just got sacked at the 16.
Dude, Kansas City is not Kansas City anymore.
Oh, they are just looking. Mahomes does not look like Mahomes.
Holy shit.
All right, minute 13 and counting. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 34-yard field goal. Kansas City now takes the lead with 1:07 left on the clock.
Daniel Jones. It's Daniel
20
Jones.
to 17.
Is Jones playing? I haven't been watching.
Daniel Jones is in at quarterback now for the Giants. Will be in at quarterback.
Oh, boy. Hey, by the way, speaking of, what we missed of all the trending topics, because this really popped just as we were going off the air earlier today. Did you see the Von Miller trade?
Yeah, I heard he cried.
Holy crap. James, do you not know about this?
No, it's the first I'm hearing of it.
Holy crap. The Denver Broncos traded Von Miller to the Los Angeles Rams. Von Miller is going to play on a defense with Jalen. What's his last name? Jalen. Why am I saying Waddle? It's not Waddle. Jalen. Yeah. The cornerback, the best cornerback in football, and Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd. And now we're going to drop in Von Miller on that deep. The Rams are going for it, man. They are.
Kroenke's got the bucks to spend.
Jesus, man. Woo. They're going to be. Okay. All right. So that's it. We're just spending time listening to John Hinckley music, James, and talking about. Hey, I found an article, and you know what it says? This is from Vice. Reagan's would-be assassin is actually a decent singer-songwriter. So we're not the only ones to notice. That's Vice.
Good job, Vice.
Vice is saying it.
Jesus.
All right. Let's see here. Let's resume the show. Okay, we've gone through that. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, so ready to be controversial? Jalen Ramsey. Thank you, Rob Barr. Good Lord. There are so many. Hey, have you ever seen, James, you gave me that little bit that you did on Friday that was a whole lot of fun, the rich man, poor man bit.
Right.
Have you ever, there was another bit, and I'm not going to do it justice, so I'm not even going to try and go to it, but there was another bit about the Jalen game, about, I can't explain it. It wouldn't even be worth it. But right now, there are more people named Jalen than there ever has been before. And they've been able to trace it back to the ground zero Jalen. Do you know who the ground zero Jalen was?
Oh, wow. No, this sounds really interesting. Who would be the ground zero Jalen?
It is Jalen Rose from the Fab Five, Michigan football. There were like, there was like 3 Jalens in the Social Security rolls before Jalen Rose. And then as the Fab Five, the year that the Fab Five exploded, like it became the number one name for Black American boys that were born. And now we're seeing it in pro sports. There are more 20-something-year-old Jalens. They're everywhere. And there's all these different spellings of it. But the name, and Jalen Rose himself has actually spoken on this about how he considers himself the father of the name Jalen. And all of these other kids, like all of these other famous Jalens have actually come up to him over time and go, yeah, you know, I was named after you. And it's like,
Of course you were.
it is
My mom made it up.
crazy.
So he goes out and gets drunk at the family picnic. And he's the guy that's like, hey, y'all.
He's Uncle Jalen.
I'm
They
the
already
original
know.
OG Jalen.
Yeah, let me.
Like you in the Fat Five. We know who you are. Jesus Christ.
Jalen's broke.
Jalen Rose, the first Jalen. Yeah, how Jalen Rose's name has spread throughout the world. It's just about because there were no Jalen. That wasn't a name that existed before Jalen Rose popped. And it's the story is like his mother made it up. It was a combination of two family names, and now it's like, yeah, look, there's so many Jalens. ESPN story. Jalen Rose, the first of his name. It's crazy. And of course, we're talking about Jalen Ramsey. Okay. Yeah, we got that. All right. So this is something that's a delicate subject matter. And James is not going to help. James is not
I'm a delicate guy. I'm very delicate.
You are not going to help with this. So, you know how I like to get into it with people on social media, total strangers coming at me and, you know. All right. So, let me just do it this. Let me just show you something. Okay. I do it like that. I'll show it to you with pictures.
Remember, it's Happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day to my Indigenous peoples friends. All right.
And there's no holiday for that?
No.
This is today,
You
dude.
looking at this? Can you see this?
What we got here? What is this?
Wouldn't you think there would be a holiday for that if they were really being sincere about it, since there is a holiday for Columbus Day?
It's not a holiday. It's a day of recognition. Totally different thing. All right. So here's what we're doing. All right. Now watch this. You see this? Do you know who this is? Do people know who this is? Who does this look like? Does this look like anybody? If you say, oh, this is somebody famous's kid. Whose kid is this?
Macaulay Culkin.
That's Brad Pitt's kid, right? You know, look at that. The kid is a spitting image of Brad Pitt. You totally know that's Brad Pitt's kid. You know who this kid's mother is?
Angelina Jolie.
Of course. This is the same kid. This is the same little kid. This is Shiloh Jolie Pitt, who went from being the spitting image of his son or his father, Brad, and has now morphed to a 15-year-old beautiful woman who looks exactly like her mom, Angelina Jolie. Look at those lips. This is how you know that Angelina Jolie's lips are real and not those phony silicone things, because look at this. Okay, so look, I was paying like a compliment. I don't know what the hell's going on with this kid. I don't care. This is a beautiful kid who is beautiful as a boy and beautiful as a girl. His father is Brad Pitt. His mother is Angelina Jolie. I mean no harm. I mean no disruption to anybody's way of life. And holy shit, did I get the crap kicked out of me for just simply pointing out that I don't know what gender this child is. This kid, Shiloh. I don't know. Is this a boy or is this a girl? Because
there's no such thing because gender's a construct. It's whatever you want her to be, him to be.
But what were they born with? And no, not my business. I don't care. Whatever. It's not my business. I'll refer to them as they. And then I tried to refer to them as Jay. And they're like, they've never chosen a gender. You calling them Jay is just you being patronized. And I'm like, oh, well, what are they? What is it? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's beautiful in both lanes. This is an absolutely gorgeous human being. And I'm just trying to figure out what is going on here. So I had to do a little research, right? So I'm looking into this stuff. I'm like, all I did was ask Google, what gender is Shiloh Jolie Pitt? Oh my God, and even Google's giving me a Rubik's Cube answer. I have no, well, she chooses to, I don't know what. So then I had to read an actual article that Angelina Jolie gave years ago, where she says that her daughter. So this is when this beautiful child, we'll call it respectfully, beautiful child. This beautiful child was young. They wanted to be called John. And apparently, that was interesting because John is not a name. They've never really admitted what the gender is the problem. But she's like, well, they wanted to be called John, so we started calling them John. And so then you had this thing, this era of this, where this.
Well, it's obviously a boy.
It's not though, right? It's not.
Well, I mean,
God damn it, Angle is a trick.
genetically it started out as a boy.
No.
Wrong.
No.
Genetically, it started out as a girl. That's what my research has finally gotten me to.
She started out as a girl, yes.
She began. You are not wrong for going. You are right where I was before I had delve into this for an hour.
So then, if that's the case, you've got to believe that it's wiring. It's not upbringing or the environment.
Well, okay. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think this kid has ever really. Okay. So this right here, you see this? This is very recent. This was at the Eternals. This is a picture at the Eternals red carpet. The Eternals is a film that hasn't even been released yet. This picture was taken within the last couple of days, okay? She is 15 years old, and this is how she's choosing to go out, in a dress. And so it seems to me, and after the research that I did, she was born this way. She was a born woman. She was a female at birth. Okay. So this all seems like, now that she's 15 years old and in high school, she seems to be, wanting to be a beautiful woman. This stuff here, this came because apparently Angelina Jolie, forced this whole thing. like a kid this age doesn't really choose how they, you know what I mean? This kid gets the clothes bought for him and laid out and put on. And for some reason, from 2 years old to 8 or something, Angelina Jolie was calling her dog Shiloh John, because apparently
I'd love to believe that is not the case. I would hope to believe that is not the case.
I mean, expand on that. I mean, what do you mean?
I mean, if you have somebody that's born genetically a girl, and you're
beautiful girl,
and you're cutting their hair
mm-hmm.
and dressing them in male outfits.
Right. And Angelina Jolie claimed that at 2 years old, they decided that they wanted to start dressing, looking, and acting like a boy. And I'm sorry, but at 2 years old, that's not something that a 2-year-old wants. A 2-year-old doesn't know. You know what I mean? A 2-year-old is just...
Well, that's my point. I'm thinking if the parent was there, and obviously they were, and we weren't, and they started making that decision at 2 or 3 or 4, then the parent acquiescing to the child's wishes, I get,
is weird.
But then that speaks to, okay, it's got to be wiring. It's not a choice.
Wiring among the mom.
Well,
the kid is 2. The kid's wiring isn't even completely connected yet. It's just a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Man, I got hammered by all of these people. There is no...
Let me hear the hammering. What were they saying?
You have no right to hoist your ideas of what gender is on this child. Oh God. Stop it. I'm trying. I know that you're trying to do the right thing with the words that you choose, but they have not decided on a gender. And I'm like,
how's it? All right, can I chime in now?
Wait, hold on. Just let me finish this up
Go
by
ahead.
saying,
No, go ahead.
all I was trying to do was show an absolutely perfect child who has the choice of being an incredibly handsome guy because his dad is Brad Pitt, or a beautiful stunner of a girl. My whole point was, wow, check out the option Shiloh Jolie Pitt has. That is working with some top tier genetics there. And I got hammered. I made no. James.
How does this work for your dog? You get to call your dog a he or a she, but dogs don't speak English, so they can't really tell you what they identify as. So are you being a bigot when you take it to the vet and they're like, this is a male or this is a female? Like, how does that work? If gender is just a social construct and not biologically identifiable at all, then how does that work for your dog?
That's what you got.
That's what I got. It's such this is like such an emperor has no clothes moment every day, over and over and over. And those of us who know that gender is real, boys have a pee and girls have a vagina, are just laughing at the people who are like, I don't know, could be anything. Jeez.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Every time a baby is born, you look down there and you go,
that's a boy or that's a girl.
Other.
And they're like, no, there's all kinds of things. There's things where you can be like an XXXY or XXYY, XXY, or that's not what we're talking about. That's not what Bruce Jenner was. That's not what Caitlyn Jenner is.
Penis, or does it have a vagina? And
yeah,
I'm not saying
like,
that
no, there's all kinds of like
lane.
intersex things where people who are born with, we're not talking about Hermes, dude. We're not talking about hermaphrodites. We're talking about
when they get old. Here's my feelings on this. When they get older, and they're certainly not 2 years old, Angelina Jolie allowing her 2-year-old to choose what gender is madness.
Well, no, look, I libertarian the other direction on that. If you want to dress your kid up as a boy or a girl, whether they're a boy or a girl, that's your business. That's no one else's business. I may think that you're going to cause them years of psychological problems and therapy in the future, but I might be wrong. So I'd rather you go ahead and do that. And, maybe there'll be some outside societal pressure that kind of leans against it. But I am not nearly as off put as someone else trying to tell me that I don't know if it's a boy or a girl because they haven't told me yet. They haven't been able to identify yet. So shut up.
Let me echo your sentiment there. Yeah, what you say is right. All I'm saying is don't do it. That's all. Just don't do it. It's a 2-year-old. Fine. If you want to, I'm not going to say we should have a law that forbids you from doing it. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying don't do it.
Also, from like the raw, heartless libertarian perspective, this is a self-correcting problem. If you have this certain segment of society that's so jacked up that they want to mutilate their genitals, you're not going to have to worry about that in a generation or two. They're going to take care of themselves.
After much research, turns out she was born a female. She is 15 years old. She is choosing to live as a female now. Self-corrected. There you go. The mother was dressing her daughter up as a little Brad Pitt clone between 2 years old and 8 years old. And now here we are, a 15-year-old with a free-thinking mind and friends in school and all of that stuff. She is now wearing dresses on red carpets and looking beautiful. So you are right. Self-correcting. My point is, they caused this whole thing. Angelina Jolie caused this whole thing. A 2-year-old didn't decide that I want to be a boy now. And she started dressing her girl up in public as a little Brad Pitt clone. And people started saying, is that your daughter? And she would correct them. This is my son now. His name is John. This is a crazy woman. Angelina Jolie, we've always known she was a crazy woman. Remember when she
trend, though? People jump on trends. Did we lose Emil? Are you asleep?
No, I'm listening. I like, it's too hard for me to fathom how you do that to your kid.
Yeah, but this is also the lady that's adopted like sort of a pedophilia.
But that's kind of the thing. Like, how is she being allowed to adopt all these kids?
Because
that's what's going on. That's just upsetting to me.
She's well, first of all, she's allowed to take anything she wants from Africa because she's like an ambassador in good standing with UNICEF over there. She has actually done a lot of very good works in Africa. So she's pretty much allowed to just take what she wants. Like when
including children. couple of
Well,
kids here and there,
okay,
a couple of
now-
orphans here and there.
Now, unfortunately, you're talking with someone who, over the course of going through this fight, has had to do a whole bunch of research into all of that. Her daughter, she's only got one kid from Africa, Zahara, who is her daughter, and she's 19 years old. And
Doesn't she have like the Thai kid too?
she does. Maddox.
Right,
is,
Maddox.
Yes, and he's like, but even he's like 12 now. I mean,
I thought he was like 15 or something.
Maybe. She has no babies. All of them are between the ages of 20 and like 13 or something like that.
Okay.
But every single one of these kids appeared on the most recent red carpet with her for the Eternals. Every single one of these kids looks like a typical 90210 Hollywood kid. I mean, they look fun. They have trendy hair. They have expensive clothes.
I love that some Hollywood elite can just go around the world and pick up kids from other continents and just turn them into freaking Americans, because that's what they look like, Americans.
I hope you're being serious, because
I am
Zahara
because
is going to an Ivy League university, and she's the daughter of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. That was not in the cards for her when she fell out of her mother by a stream.
Right, and until Angelina Jolie came by, she was probably living in a house that had like a thatch roof, like a roof that was made out of palm fronds or something.
She would probably be dead or raped or have AIDS or some other
like if she had died,
thing that happens to these kids in Africa.
Right, and she would have died of something horrible like diarrhea because she couldn't get fresh drinking water. But Angelina
instead, she's dating Harry Styles.
Oh, that's so what a story these people are. All of them, what a story they all are. They're like the Umbrella Academy, but just for capitalism.
Hey, wait, stop. Time out. You like the Umbrella Academy?
Oh, I do. Oh, I love
the Umbrella Academy.
Yeah. So well written. What the hell?
What are they going to do with Vanya's character?
Yeah,
now that
with
Vanya's
Ellen Page now is the dude. You're right.
Isn't she Ellen Page? Isn't that what she
No, it's just Ellen Page got a mastectomy, and
Elliot
she wants to be called Elliot now, and that's fine. I'll call him. I'll even call it a him, and I'll call him Elliot. Just to keep him happy.
But hold on, in the universe of the Umbrella Academy, which is a show that I really love too, and I'm so glad to hear that you love it. In the universe of the Umbrella Academy, Vanya is a girl.
Yes.
So is she no longer going to be playing Vanya? Are we recasting Vanya?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure he can pull it off because he has been Vanya for the first 2 seasons or whatever it was, and they'll just slap a wig on him and maybe pad his bra. And the show must go on because we're not going to ruin a good show just because someone got a double mastectomy.
But the face ain't the same. She's taking all kinds of like steroids and stuff.
Elliot
Page does not look like Ellen Page. Elliot Page looks more masculine than Ellen Page.
Well, look, Elliot Page has had the top surgery, and I don't think she's had the bottom surgery. But that's not going to matter. The thing that matters is the hormone therapy is going to have some facial hair, but I think they can take her over it. I think that's what the makeup department's for. It's not that big of a deal. The show will go on. Vanya's going to play her evil little fiddle, and we're going to get a 3rd season pretty soon, right? They got to jump to another time zone too, and I'm thinking Old West has to be in the mix at some point in Umbrella Academy.
Vanya is a waifish classical violinist. She doesn't have a beard.
Fiddle.
Violin. I call it the classy. I'll go the classy way. Violin.
Yeah, you're a Yankee.
But she doesn't have a beard. I mean,
we'll get around it. It'll be fine.
Okay. I would not be opposed to her stepping away from the role and us getting a new one. Might I suggest Anna Kendrick, who was always a bit of a.
All right. Here's what the real concern is, though, with the hormone therapy. We're not worried about the 5 o'clock shadow because we can make up over that. We're not worried about the James Parker looking jawline because that's not going to be that big of a deal. You can put a wig on the short hair, double mastectomy, we can pad the bra. The real issue is going to be if the testosterone treatments affects the voice, because if Vanya starts sounding, a couple registers lower, you might have to come up with a replacement.
Hold on, just so people know what we're talking about here.
And Jeff says instead of saying gender, maybe we should say reproductively male or reproductively female. And I agree, but we should probably come up with a shorter term for that, like maybe gender. That's what gender is, yeah.
Ellen Page was
Juno.
Yeah, and now that I know about what was going on with her, like who she really is, I
Well,
think
I don't know any backstory, but that sounds like there's some loaded stuff there. Who is she really?
well, she's a trans individual, a person who was never there. There's Ellen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, when she was Juno and in all the film roles that she did after that, I always thought that she had a bit of a non-sexual quality about her. There was like a non-feminine aspect to almost every role that she played, even though she was a beautiful girl.
Right, but now that you have dad instincts ever since you had a kid, don't you have some instincts that can just tell that like she's the victim of someone's abuse, so she's shut down?
No, not at all. I don't think that's the
Okay,
case at all.
that's the vibe I get from her. Him,
Okay.
I'm sorry, him. I do mean to go with him on these.
You just assume that anyone that would go through that obviously has some sort of sexual.
No, it's
abuse
also
in
in
their
like the
history.
interviews. Like there was the really telling interview, like after the Jussie Smollett thing, when we were all giggling, like there's no way that really happened. She went on the Stephen Colbert show and basically cried, like this is happening every day, and that's not an isolated incident. There's a few other interviews that if you did a little bit of searching, that she actually seems like very delicate, like sort of a wounded animal, and I don't know, it kind of makes me feel protective of him, and I don't know, just I kind of wish him the best, like they seem like every day kind of hurts. You ever
Right.
meet those people like they have a hole in them?
So that was Ellen. That was Ellen Page, and
So do
this
Elliot
is
Page. Yeah, this is Elliot.
there's Elliot right there. She turned. I don't know how that's going to be Vanya. I'm sorry. As a fan
Well,
of the
they're
Umbrella
actors.
Academy,
It
I
happens.
have some concerns. All right, we're doing a whole hunk here on trans stuff. Now back to the beautiful and the talented. Oh, and by the way, somebody was like, "You need to leave that poor little girl alone. She is a private citizen." Oh no, she isn't. She is an actress. She has been her IMDb page. Shiloh Jolie Pitt is long. She has been in like movies since she was 10 years old. She's been in half of her mom's movies that she's made since then, and she's embarking now on her own career as an actress. So don't tell me that I don't have a right to talk about her in the open public square, because she has chosen a public life. Although she is still 15, and that's where I kind of go, okay.
Children are off limits, Pugs.
Nah, they really are.
No,
They really should be. They really should be. All right, so there you go. So that was the hell that I went through all weekend fighting. On Twitter, you think a story's going to die down, right? You fight everybody off, and then like 2 days go by, and you're like, oh, nothing. And then on the third day, somebody pops up again. You're a part of the patriarchy, and you don't know. Oh God, I'm not a part of anything. I'm in charge of nothing. Seriously, you're barking up the wrong tree, ladies.
Right.
You don't know how I'm living. I have absolutely no power. I'm not holding anyone down. That is not my bag, baby. I'm just an old white man trying to adapt to a changing world as friendly and as seamlessly as possible. That's it. You do what you want to do, but please allow me my questions. That's all I ask, right? Why can't we ask questions anymore? Every question is some sort of pejorative statement. Yeah. Yes. It's like no, I just have a question. Like the last big fight I got into when I simply wanted context for a video that we were looking at. And then
Right, I remember that. Context, please. And again, how does that work for your dog? Can you tell what gender your dog is, or since your dog can never acknowledge what they feel inside that they really are, you just have no idea whether your dog's a male or female? What does your vet say about that? Does your vet say dog's a male or a female, and how does he know? Did the dog tell him?
This new generation has no interest in a conversation.
See, it's not the new generation, because it's our generation, and our generation's in charge, and our generation is telling the young little foot soldier generation what to do. This is our problem. I'm not putting this off on the millennials or Zoomers or whatever. This is kind of a Gen X boomer hybrid, because we're the one calling the shots everywhere right now. So if there is a problem, it's our problem. And if there is a problem with the next generation, we're the idiots that raised them, so we screwed that up.
That is a good point. Whenever people used to complain about the participation trophies that were given to millennials, I'm like, well, who the fuck do you think ordered them for the banquet?
Yeah,
participation trophies were a Gen X idea.
You did that.
Yes, Gen X parents are the ones who decided that Everybody should get a trophy. But no, we just lazily blame the millennials like it was their idea when they were 5 years old that everyone got a trophy.
Yeah, the millennials were the ones getting the trophies. It can't be their fault. They weren't the ones in charge. It's a totally valid point. And look, when you look back at what the world's going to be in 100 years, like after the revolution comes and we break up into 5 different countries or whatever, the generation that's going to get all the blame is the boomers, because the boomers were
Hey.
No. You guys suck. You guys wrecked it all. You started out, the boomers are the generation that started out as hippie flower power and then turned into like Wall Street greed motherfucker.
Well, it's not even Wall Street greed. It's just Social Security and Medicare alone. It is a intergenerational transfer of wealth that is unprecedented in the history of the planet. And when you look at you can tell anyone's priorities by looking at how they spend their money, right? Like anyone's bank accounts can tell you what they really care about. 70% of what the federal government does is taking $1 from a taxpayer and giving it to a senior citizen for either Social Security or Medicare, and a lot of them are on Medicaid as well. That's 70%. That's including the whole defense budget. So what the United States government seems to be is just an intergenerational theft system from the rest of us to the baby boomers for right now. And when we get bankrupted like Diocletian in the Roman Empire, it's going to be because of y'all.
Rolling deep with the historical references.
Well, when I start thinking about an opinion like today, I think to pasta. And you got to be cooked pasta with your opinion, not the uncooked pasta. What I mean by that is, like, if you take spaghetti and you put it in water, it gets really like a wet noodle and it kind of bends. And that's really what your opinion's got to be these days. It can't be rigid. It's got to be flexible. It's got to be able to go this way and that way and that way. And if you kind of think about things in that cooked pasta mentality, you're not going to get barbecued out on social media. If you're really rigid, you're going to get an ass beat.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty flexible. Yeah, I might be a bit more al dente than I am one way or the other. I'm sort of half cooked, but all I'm looking for is a conversation. And what I've found is nobody wants to have the conversation. If I have any questions about the way things are, then I'm on the other side. And
yeah, but if you're stuck without adding any water to your equation, you're going to get spanked by the left or by the right. There is no hard and fast anymore.
There's no nuance. There's
right.
No room
You've got to be dipped in some kind of a solution in order to get a little bit wanky. If you don't, you just don't fit anymore.
My friend Rob Barr, my 2-story house is a car. Changed my mind. Yeah, that's pretty much that's how people think now. Is I'm going to tell you what I believe to be the truth, and there is no facts that you can present to me that I will not take as an affront against everything that I stand for. I mean, it's just, there is no truth anymore. There is no fact. There is no institution that we can rely on and say, all right, this is our touchstone. That doesn't exist.
Well,
it's just
or
you want to believe.
Again, taking it back to the pasta analogy, you start out looking like one thing and you turn into something entirely different. I mean, it's
well, but look, you know what? You're talking to me now at this age in the year 2021. All of the opinions that I have regarding gender and regarding sexuality, if you had caught up with me 25 years ago, they'd have been completely different. And that's what life is about. It's about having the experience of days falling off the calendar. It's about changing as new information becomes available to you. It's about having life experiences that shape you into I will be a completely different person probably at 80 than I am now. And I think that's how you're supposed to live. You're supposed to always stay fluid.
Yeah, but the Mason of today is not the Pugs. Well, but I'm saying the Mason of today is not the Pugs of Mason's age years ago. My Dominic today is not the Emil of Dominic's age back in the 60s or the 70s. My opinions about sexuality, about race, about all of that were a lot different than they are as I sit here at 58 today. And part of that was the adults that were around me, the kids that were around me in high school, the kids that were around me in middle school and elementary school. And these kids today are more, there isn't really anything rigid, hard, and fast anymore. It's kind of morph into this or morph into that, or you got friends that are trans or bi, or he's a girl, she's a guy. I mean, I kind of like that about my kid, but I just wonder how much more loosey goosey can it
Yes,
get?
sir. Yes, sir.
You mentioned rigid, hard, and fast, and I thought of sexy Velma again. I just thought I'd share her as we wrap out the show.
That
Well,
is
look,
excellent.
we can hope that our kids are better than us. You know, I think that's what. Well, wait a second. Maybe
No.
better is the wrong word. Maybe better is the wrong word to use, because I don't think I was a bad kid. I think I was a kid in my time. But everybody was a fag when I was 12 years old. If you did anything wrong, you fag. What are you, a fag? Oh my God, you're so gay. I gave absolutely no thought to the meaning of that word. That was just the way that we talked. And you can't do that anymore. And that's probably good. Why? Because we understand the connotations of that word, and we understand that words hurt people. And I don't want to go around hurting people. I have no interest in doing that. So we change. My son doesn't say that. Does your kid, is everything gay to your kid the way it may have been when we were, younger kids?
Hell no. No,
Yeah,
not
it's
at
not
all.
something that's used. So I guess that's progress. Although I love that word. I mean, not to be mean with that word, but the FAG word, that's a good word. That's like when you're angry. That's like a good word.
Did you ever hear the Bill Burr spiel on that word? On how that word has like influenced and modified his behavior and the behavior of his peers over the generations? Because the question becomes, what are you, a fag? And he's like, there's more dumb stuff. People have killed themselves responding to that phrase because it's just an affront to your masculinity.
Well, right. The casual way that we used it to fit every situation suggests an overwhelming negativity behind being homosexual. But that's not what we thought about when we
Okay,
were
but
using
look, not to say you're wrong, but the one point I can push back on is, well, we didn't mean to hurt anybody when we were saying that. No, actually we did. That's why we say the things that hurt people. That's like when your kid gets really mad at you, they say, I hate you, I don't love you. They don't really hate you, and they don't really not love you. They are saying things specifically to try and hurt you, to poke you back because they have been hurt and they're lashing out. Now, not to say that the overall tenor of the point of your conversation was wrong, because it wasn't. You were right. But we do say, sometimes we say these slurs, like when Morgan Wallen, or remember when Riley Cooper got caught on tape saying the N-word? I don't think he's really racist and he thinks people are better or worse based on the color of their skin. He was just saying at the time what he thinks would hurt the person who was receiving his message, because he was in a place of anger, lashing out.
I think when we would say those words when we were younger in grade school, high school, they were meant as a tag in order to exclude that person from the group. Like back then, I don't recall having any friends that were gay. And if I knew they were gay, or people in the school knew they were gay, they were basically shunned out of any type of interaction with kids. They would have to associate with other kids
gay
that
kids
were gay,
or marginalized kids,
or that were marginalized. And I think,
or the drama group, the drama team always had like the kids that were obviously, by today's ability to recognize these things, my entire high school drama team was a bunch of gay people.
Yeah. So,
or if you saw a dude on the cheerleading squad, you assumed he was gay.
Of course, because he
not
was
today, but I mean, not today. That, and I just, I mean, I look back now and I'm not trying to apologize, but that was a pretty crappy way that we handled things back then. And I think we are more civilized. I think we are a lot more civilized today. And I'm proud to have a lot of gay friends now, whereas before I didn't have them. I mean,
You probably did.
Look, I won't speak for you. Yes, James is right. We probably did, but wouldn't have wanted at 17 years old. If one of my friends had come out as gay, that would have been a real hard one to deal with because I can't be friends with a gay kid in 1986.
Well, and that's what you felt like.
Right?
Of
Oh,
course you could.
absolutely. No, you couldn't. No, it was a
Dude,
different
Boy
time.
George
James.
was already
James,
huge.
James, you're just young enough. You're just younger than me enough to not really understand what a brutal time the 1980s were for these kinds of things.
Dude,
I mean,
the 80s were the gayest decade of my life. Have you gone back and look at all the music videos and the people in spandex and the tight tank tops and the short shorts and what were they wearing in the NBA? They're wearing the nut hugger shorts and everything. Yeah, the 80s were so gay.
Not on the playgrounds, dude.
All right,
No,
so
it wasn't.
were either one of y'all involved in the theater crew in high school? Were y'all?
I was.
Okay, so I was too, and so we had a lot of gay kids there. Yeah. So there was a guy specifically that was in a grade above me. I'll just say his name's Paul. It's not his real name, but let's just roll with it. And Paul had a girlfriend who was also in theater, and we teased this guy for 3 straight years. That Paul, just to let you know, you're gay, and your girlfriend is just a beard. Okay. And he was saying, no, we haven't slept together because I'm a Christian and I'm saving it for marriage. And we're like, no.
Oh, yeah,
Paul.
that's a big one. A lot of gay
Paul.
Christians.
No, Paul, listen, Paul. You're gay and she's just a beard because you don't want to come to terms with it. And that's okay. Listen, we're in theater, but bro, I mean, is there a safer place than the backstage of the rehearsal for the one-act play contest than to
contest play? I love contest play.
Yeah. We went to contest, man. We never won anything, but we
went to state every year. We were very good.
Oh man, good for you. Good for you. We didn't. And so he had the same girlfriend for 3 years, and then when he went to college, of course, they broke up. And now he's been married to a guy for like the last 15 years, and they've adopted a kid and everything. And like you want to come out and just say, bro, I told you so. I told you so. I told you. You got to admit you were wrong. Remember when I teased you for 3 straight years? But it's almost just like, I don't even have to tell him, like he's gone through enough, good for you, dude. Good for you that you finally came to terms with it and didn't like live with this lie the rest of your life.
Your ability to have this conversation with him in the way that you're describing is indicative of the 1990s. That was not a conversation that would go down that way in 1985. It just wasn't.
Sure it would.
It would be like, well, come on, faggot, right now. It would be gay bashing. It would be they were gay. If we determined they were gay, then they needed to pay some ridiculous price for it. It was cruel. It was thoughtless, as Emil pointed out. I mean, it was a different time, man.
No, bro.
Nobody was out of the closet in the 1980s. Nobody.
George Michael?
No, was not. George Michael was dating supermodels in the 1980s, dude.
Yeah, you can say that, but you didn't see the video for Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Well, of course, there are signs now that we have the luxury of time, and but
Ricky Martin,
Liberace,
that was Menudo. Menudo is the gayest. Ricky Martin was in Menudo.
Liberace died of AIDS and was obviously a flamboyant gay man, and he still, in his death, they didn't admit it. It wasn't a
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price.
What? Vincent Price, dude from Thriller?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey, James, let me ask you a question, though. We only got like 1 minute left here because I didn't know that we had contest play crew in our shared history. I didn't know that was, first of all, I didn't know Texas contest play. Contest plays, you were in the crew for contest.
Oh, yeah. One act play, yeah.
Now, I had no idea that was a thing in Texas. Like the state tournament, right? You compete against other schools in a one act play, and then you'd move on to state and you'd try and okay. So that was a really big thing in our school because we had a really good drama department. We were like top of the state every year. We were really good. And how did you get involved in that? I got involved in that because they were doing a play that had a particularly large and heavy set. And so they went to the football team and the wrestling team and they said, look, we need guys to be able to move these sets in and out under 40 seconds. Because remember, it was all timed.
Yep.
You had to break down the sets and all that. And, apparently, they needed regular dudes who could do like the carpentry stuff, who could do all that stuff. And then it was sold to us by the idea that all the girls are easy and you'll be traveling out of town and staying hotels with these people. And they were right. All the acting girls back in high school, they were easy. They were only around other gay dudes. The other
Wasn't it
dudes
great?
were,
Wasn't it great? Wasn't
it was
brilliant
quite
move?
great.
There were like, all right, my freshman year it was a mix, and my senior year there was a mix. But my sophomore and junior year, me and Jeff Heimer were the only straight guys in theater, and we cleaned up.
With all of these girls who wanted to be actresses and models, who were
Right,
just
the
only other dudes there were
vainglorious-
gay dudes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I have a similar story, but it wasn't with theater. Did y'all have DECA, the business club? Like
No.
they would have it was
Well,
called
maybe, but I wasn't involved in it.
Yeah, it was called
Probably.
like it wasn't debate, but it was like a business, like it was. I think it was called DECA, and so they would do like business type things, like for when you got out of school, what were you going to major in, or things like that. And somehow the person that was in the DECA club, it was male. He got sick or he left. I don't remember. He left school or something. And I had to crush on this one girl that was in the DECA club. And so I decided that I would sign up because my homeroom teacher ran that. And we went away some week, like it was a weekend thing where you get to go away.
Hotel stay.
Yeah, and you get to stay overnight.
Yeah.
Oh, I was chasing this girl so hard, and nothing happened that weekend. But eventually it did. But the funny thing I remember is, remember that Corel, the dishware that wouldn't break? It was like May, and it would be Corel. You could like drop it, and you could like.
Yeah, I don't know the name brand, but I know the idea.
They had coffee cups and plates and stuff like that.
Oh.
So they decided that for whatever reason, the presentation I was going to give was on Corel, like the dish. And so I would like practice like dropping it on the ground and like be like a salesman, like at the fair. Think about a guy like selling you cookware, but I'm selling you this plateware,
unbreakable plateware.
Unbreakable plateware. And so I get in front of the judges the day of the thing, and I throw the plate down, dude, and it shattered.
God, that's great. Yes.
It shattered.
It's like an episode of Cheers.
It was just, it was crazy. And so I was like, well, that's the wonderful thing about Corel. It's a lifetime warranty, for this. And I was silver tongued it right out. I actually placed in the thing because I had good on my foot skills. And that's what impressed the girl.
And then he won a free trip to Cuba.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, folks, thank you for joining us on the inaugural edition of the Pillow Talk show, which airs now, Sunday night through Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to now, 11 o'clock. Appreciate you joining us. Hope you can swing back around and join us for the high noon edition tomorrow. That's topic driven. That's current events. That's everything that's trending and everything that people are talking about. That's a bit of a cheat sheet, a utilitarian listen, if you will. Hope you come back and join us. Again, that's high noon, tomorrow at noon. I'm Pugs. That's Sunglasses and James Parker. And this is the music of America's favorite failed presidential assassin, John Hinckley. Bye, everybody. Enjoy, won't you?